New head coach. We've confirmed this morning, minutes ago, that the Patriots have officially hired Jerod Mayo, has long been considered the heir apparent to Belichick, who drafted the former linebacker back in 2008 and was now become the NFL's youngest head coach.
Things are moving fast in the NFL. Yesterday, we found out that the New England Patriots are officially parting ways with Bill Belichick. Typically, it takes a team some time for them to decide who their next head coach is going to be, but not the New England Patriots. We have updates as to where Bill Belichick's going to go to next, who the Patriots hired next, whether they made a horrific mistake or they made the right decision, and what you can expect moving forward. Before we get to the content, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications to help the channel grow. We've been going crazy making sure we bring you guys the latest and greatest NFL news this past week. We've been barely getting any sleep, and now that we got all of that out of the way, break! We made $1,100 off of a $20 entry on Prize Picks. And it wasn't just me, it was everyone that followed these picks on my Instagram story. And the best feeling is the amount of people that made money as a result of this. I mean, bam, 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 bam! My DMs were flooded, so the best part for me was seeing you guys make money as well. But we're not done yet. If you haven't signed up for Prize Picks, use my promo code Mikerophone to double your deposit up until $100 on Prize Picks. And I give away my picks on a daily basis for free on my Instagram story and now my Snapchat story. We're having so much fun doing this. I'm so happy that I made you guys some money. And thank you, Prize Picks, for the sponsor. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? The New England Patriots did the unthinkable, moving on from Bill Belichick after his worst season for the Patriots to date, winning 4 games and losing 13 of them. It was clear that the Bill Belichick rebuild wasn't working out, which resulted in this press conference yesterday.
Robert and I, after a series of discussions, have mutually agreed to part ways. And for me, this is a day of gratitude and celebration. Start with Robert and his family. It's great. So much thanks for the opportunity to be head coach here for 24 years. It's an amazing opportunity. Received tremendous support. We had a vision of building a winner, building a championship football team here, and that's exceeded my wildest dreams and expectations. The amount of success that we were able to achieve together, through a lot of hard work and contributions of so many people. So I'm very proud of that, and I always have those great memories. I'll carry with those with me the rest of my life.
Immediately, there was a lot of speculation and even some humor as to why this went down. Probably my favorite meme in regards to this situation is the fact that Mac Jones destroyed Nick Saban and Bill Belichick. But that aside, there was a lot of speculation as to where is Bill Belichick going to go to next. He's still chasing Don Shula's record, and I threw out the Falcons, the Commanders, and the Chargers. As it stands, according to Jordan Schultz, the Commanders, who, by the way, have been crushing the hiring process so far, are out on Bill Belichick. Despite speculation that the Commanders might hire Belichick, the organization plans to go in a different direction. Led by owner Josh Harris, the team is close to finalizing its new general manager, having narrowed down the search to Ian Cunningham and Adam Peters. So they actually hired Adam Peters today. Incredible hire. He was the assistant general manager to John Lynch. Very sought after executive. The Commanders are crushing the hiring process as it is currently. But now that Bill Belichick is out as the head coach for the New England Patriots, if you look at the Patriots' previous head coaches, it was Bill Parcells, Pete Carroll, and then Bill Belichick. A legendary core to follow up. Who is going to succeed those 3 legendary coaches? Well, there are 2 favorites that Patriots fans had. And bear in mind, I said Patriots fans, not the Patriots. The Tennessee Titans fired Mike Vrabel a few days ago. A decision which I will say is a horrific mistake. And if you're a Titans fan that disagrees, I'm sorry to come at you like this, but I think you're just coping with a horrific decision. But if I'm wrong, you could always come back to this video, clip me, and roast me. I'll always allow for that to happen. I personally felt like the Tennessee Titans fired Mike Vrabel for having 2 losing seasons, which happened to come after a terrible trade when they traded A.J. Brown during the 2022 NFL Draft and decided to take Treylon Burks instead. You could visibly see how pissed off Mike Vrabel was when the Titans decided to do this. The beauty of football is that no head coach or quarterback could save you from horrific roster construction. You need perfect synergy energy from each and every level if you want to win a Super Bowl. Your quarterback has to be good, but he can't be overpaid. Your general manager can't be making boneheaded decisions. Your head coach can't be a moron. Sorry, Nick Sirianni. I'm on a roll today. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is whenever a head coach like Mike Vrabel is available, he's going to be a hot commodity. This guy came in, took a struggling Titans roster to the AFC Championship in his second year. He was able to make it to the playoffs from 2019 to 2021, and then following the A.J. Brown trade, he wasn't able to make it to the playoffs again. Mike Vrabel also played under Bill Belichick. It's important to note that. And he wasn't ever a coach under Bill Belichick. He only played for Bill Belichick. And some people are saying this is the main reason why he was such a solid head coach, because the Bill Belichick coaching tree is a little cursed. He was a 3-time Super Bowl champion, a first-team All-Pro, a Pro Bowler, and is considered to be a New England Patriots legend. So you might be thinking, okay, home run, why don't they hire Mike Vrabel? Well, technically, due to a new rule in the NFL, you're not allowed to place interviews with offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators, or existing NFL coaches until the divisional round of the playoffs has ended. So a lot of teams are waiting for the divisional round to end before they start placing interviews with some of these coaches, because some of these coaches might be in the middle of coaching playoff games, and you don't want a repeat of what happened with Jonathan Gannon and the Philadelphia Eagles last year, because you can make an argument that that definitely costed the Philadelphia Eagles a Super Bowl. That being said, the Patriots were essentially choosing between two of their ex-players. The first being Mike Vrabel, the second being Jerod Mayo. Now, for those of you guys that don't know who Jerod Mayo is, he also is a former stud for the New England Patriots. Not nearly as prolific as Mike Vrabel. He probably could have been as prolific as Mike Vrabel if it wasn't for injuries throughout his career. To give you an idea, Jerod Mayo won a Super Bowl with the Patriots, won Defensive Rookie of the Year in 2008, where he was a top 10 pick, a first-team All-Pro in 2010, 2 Pro Bowlers, and led the league in tackles in 2010. Unfortunately, due to him sustaining injuries, he retired in 2016. A few years later, he decided to become the New England Patriots inside linebackers coach, where he established a reputation of having an incredible work ethic. About a year ago, Robert Kraft spoke glowingly about Jerod Mayo, saying this.
What do you envision for Jerod Mayo going forward? You know, you said you wanted to be here long term.
I hope he's here
made
with
no
us.
secret of his aspirations to one day be a head coach. Would those ever have the opportunity to?
There's no ceiling on his ability to be a head coach, and he'll be a head coach, and I'm sure of that, and I hope, he's with us, so we'll see what happens.
Which leads us to a question of, do you want Mike Vrabel or do you want Jerod Mayo to replace Bill Belichick? In order to understand who the best head coaching candidate is, you have to take a look at the New England Patriots job and understand what that is. This is not a coveted position at all whatsoever. Don't get me wrong, there's some parts of this that are very exciting. For example, the Patriots have the number 3 overall pick. They have $70 million in cap space. There's a lot of directions that you could go in, but this team needs to be torn down and built up from the ground up. There are questions about, do you move forward with Mac Jones? Do you think Mac Jones is garbage, or do you think Mac Jones is horrible because he didn't have any offensive weapons aside from Ramondre Stevenson, didn't have an offensive line? He definitely didn't have any wide receivers. As a matter of fact, the only 2 players on the Patriots that look somewhat good are Ramondre Stevenson and Christian Gonzalez. So there are a lot of questions about how this Patriots team needs to be built. Who are the Patriots going to hire as their general manager, for instance? Because Bill Belichick was also the general manager of the New England Patriots. And to be honest, I'm not necessarily sure how I feel about some of these head coaching candidates. For instance, according to Ian Rappaport, a few names to consider are former Raiders general manager Dave Ziegler, who famously said that you wanted to trade up for CJ Stroud, but listened to Josh McDaniels, who wanted Jimmy Garoppolo, but he also was the guy who hired Josh McDaniels to begin with. And then former Titans general manager John Robinson, the guy that traded A.J. Brown for Traylon Burks because he thought that was a good idea. Chiefs assistant GM Mike Borgonzi, 49ers assistant GM Adam Peters, which is not available anymore, and Bengals executive Trey Brown. So there are a lot of questions about how this Patriots team is going to look. But furthermore, who is the right man for the job? Do you go with the proven head coach in Mike Vrabel, or do you hire from within in Jerod Mayo? And it seems like the Patriots were already leaning in a particular direction. Yesterday, Ian Rappaport said the Patriots already had a succession plan with Jerod Mayo. There There is precedent. The Ravens did it with GM Eric DeCosta, the Colts did it with Jim Caldwell, and the Seahawks did it with Jim Mora. Jerod Mayo is a strong candidate to replace Bill Belichick, and if he is the choice, the Patriots could simply hire him. No need to go through the lengthy hiring process. They established a firm contractual succession plan in a prior contract and communicated it to the NFL. And today, the New England Patriots announced that they're hiring him. According to Adam Schefter, it is a new era in New England. The Patriots have hired Jerod Mayo as their next head coach, and he will be formally introduced at a press conference next week, sources tell ESPN. Jerod Mayo's entire professional football career has been spent in New England. He was drafted in the first round by the Patriots in 2008, played all 8 years of his career with them, and has been their inside linebackers coach for the past 5 seasons. Now he takes over as the Patriots head coach, succeeding Bill Belichick. He is also the youngest head coach in the NFL. At age 37, he is the youngest head coach, taking over the title that Sean McVay had held since being named the Rams head coach in 2017. Mayo is a month younger than Sean McVay. Diana Rossini also mentioned something that may upset some Patriots fans. The New England Patriots never reached out to a single person, including the hot names like Jim Harbaugh, Mike Vrabel, or even Ben Johnson. Per sources, they made their decision less than a day after firing Bill Belichick with a plan in place. So yeah, I know what you're thinking. This is kind of crazy to do without a general manager, but at the same time, you have to understand what this job is. Mike Vrabel is leaving a Tennessee Titans job that isn't necessarily super coveted, and he has an opportunity to tremendously upgrade the team that he is coaching. There's a chance that he coaches the Atlanta Falcons or the Seattle Seahawks, both great destinations for a head coach that wants to win immediately. I mean, honestly, just figure out how to use Kyle Pitts and Bijan Robinson and Drake London with the Atlanta Falcons and try to trade for Justin Fields and you're set. Or the Seattle Seahawks already have great weapons in place with Kenneth Walker, Jackson Smith-Njigba, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, Devin Witherspoon on defense, Leonard Williams on defense. I mean, I could go on and on about this team. Hell, even the Washington Commanders, you have the same amount of cap space as the Patriots, you have the number 2 overall pick in the NFL draft. All 3 of those are better destinations than the Tennessee Titans. The New England Patriots have nothing. They have a lot of problems that they need to figure out. They need to figure out the future of Mac Jones. They need to figure out whether they should give him another year. And if you do, how do you put him in a position to succeed? This could be a long and tasking rebuild where you're trying to build a brand new culture now that a legendary head coach has left. And it might be like 2 or 3 years before you make it into the playoffs. Now, we've seen teams turn it around way quicker than that before. Just look at the Houston Texans, for instance. I don't think Mike Vrabel would even entertain this job to begin with. It's not like Mike Vrabel is looking at the Patriots thinking,
oh my God, I won Super Bowls there. I could be their next coach.
Because at the end of the day, head coaching jobs are hard to come by. Vrabel is the most proven head coach that you can acquire in this coaching cycle. And he's not going to potentially sabotage that by going to a rebuilding team that has all these questions in place to begin with. It's not that much of a coveted job. You have a guy that wants to take the job. You have a succession plan in place. He saw how Bill Belichick did things. He played underneath Bill Belichick like Mike Vrabel did. This is the best decision for the New England Patriots because I don't think Mike Vrabel would have wanted this job to begin with. So at the end of the day, I think the Patriots did an incredible job hiring their next guy. The fact that they did it less than a day after parting ways with Bill Belichick just shows that there's still that stability that was there during the Belichick era. I wish Jerod Mayo all the best. He's young, he's patient, he's a former player, so he could probably relate to the players a lot better, and I'm excited to see how the rest of this season shakes out. Let me know in the comment section down below, especially if you're a Patriots fan. Do you think that they nailed this hire? Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.